Na mimi nataka niambie mzee wetu Raila Odinga,
watu hawafai kukaribishwa kwa nyumba ya Ruto, wako na tabia mbaya.
Mambo yanaboili vizuri tena zaidi guys. Edwin Sifuna alikuwa ameonya Raila Amolo Odinga. And sio Edwin Sifuna peke yake. Even Caleb Amis alikuwa ameonya Raila Amolo Odinga kwamba wao wanaona hii mambo ya by elections, watu wameacha kukimbilia ODM party. Watu wameacha kukimbilia ODM party, wameanza kuignore. And that's why you are going to realize that the reason why Raila Odinga ameamua exiting President William Ruto, number 1, story ya Adani deal. Number 2, story ya ODM party. Raila Odinga amepanic juu watu hawakimbilii hiyo party, watu wameachana na ODM party. Because of who? Because of William Samoei Arap Ruto interacting with Raila Amolo Odinga. You're going to be shocked. And I don't want you to swipe up this video. Tunaanza na Oscar Sudi. Oscar Sudi ameamua attacking Raila Amolo Odinga. Kwamba Raila Odinga baada kusaidiwa amepewa doa, ameshiba, amekula, then anaonyesha madharau na anatoka bila kusema asante. Unajua huyo Oscar Sudi nilikuambia ni mouthpiece ya William Ruto. So moments unaona Oscar Sudi anajaribu kuongea, ujue tu huyo ni William Samoei Arap Ruto. Naona watu wangu, you are going to be shocked. Mambo yamechemuka vizuri tena zaidi. And show me like video na nasema thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Kabla tufikie Oscar Sudi. Oscar Sudi ameachilia bombshell guys. Na huyu ni William Ruto venye nimekuambia. Ukitaka kuona Raila Odinga amesema nini, pay attention to Junet. Then Uhuru Kenyatta ni Jeremiah Kioni. Unaona watu wangu, then William Ruto, just pay attention to Oscar Sudi. Then utakuja kurealize William Ruto amejaribu kuzungumza. Juu saizi William Ruto yuko hapa nchini Kenya, ako United States of America, na amepanika akiwa pale, na ametumanisha Oscar Sudi to speak. Kabla tuangalie, kumbuka Edwin Sifuna alisema nini?
When Caleb speaks, I'm speaking because of I'm a leader. Na tunaambia chama cha ODM, wacha sasa kuconfuse wananchi. You are either in government or you are in opposition. Hakuna katikati. Imefika wakati wananchi wameamua wanaenda. Na wakienda bila mwongozo, wataenda na waende kabisa. Kisi, mnaona Kisi ambayo imekuwa ngome ya ODM si mmeona? Ukambani ambayo ilisimama na baba Wakikuyu Central ambao walisimama na William Ruto mtatoa wapi kura? Mnataka mtudanganye tukwende kwa opposition? I don't want to be a member of opposition forever, the rest of my life. My people, muangalie siasa vizuri. Mimi niko kwa chama ya ODM, lakini nimewapea onyo. Mkiendelea kunisukuma, nitapotea na mtainiona. Kwani iko nini bwana? Iko nini?
Yvonne, we have by-elections coming up. We try and talk to candidates. For the first time, people are not scrambling for our ticket. For the first time, I've never experienced anything like this. They are telling me, I want to be in parliament. I love ODM, but if I go with the ticket, I will lose. Because of your association with the UDA, not because ODM is a bad party.
Sikiza. Unaona guys, na hiyo ndio reason number 1. Raila Odinga ameamua kufanya nini? Kuondoka kwa William Samoei Arap Ruto. Juu anahofia hii party ya ODM inaenda kuachwa kwa mataa. Na yeye atakula aje, ataisha aje. Ameshinda kufanya nini? Kutumia hiyo party zaidi. Kukula, kupata mambo mengi pale ndani. Juu sio watu wachache wako kwa hiyo ODM party. Na yeye ni party leader. You can just imagine. And that's why I can tell you, because of William Ruto interacting with the ODM party, hiyo imeanza kuleta wasiwasi, watu wameanza kuogopa hiyo ODM party. Unaona watu wangu? Number 2, story ya Adani. Nilikuambia Adani deal alikuwa amesupport Raila Amolo Odinga from 2012 up to 2022. And finally Raila Odinga amekuwa akianguka kila uchaguzi. hajaweza kufaulu. Juu angefaulu, Adani deal angekuwa ameingia hapa nchini Kenya, amepata deal mingi zaidi na amefanya kazi hapa nchini Kenya, ma contract. Now that Raila Odinga baada ya kuanguka akaamua kuingia ndani ya serikali ya William Ruto, na baadaye Adani deal chini ya maji, Wakenya wakatambua, wakareject. Even William Ruto akaona hapana, hii italetea shida. Unaona watu wangu, na Raila Odinga baada yako na hiyo mauchungu. Unaona watu wangu, William Ruto alikataa kusupport Adani deal, afanye hiyo shughuli zake hapa nchini Kenya, na Adani aweze kurejesha doo zake ambazo alikuwa support Raila Amolo Odinga kwa miaka mingi. Unaona?
Adani came here to want to do this airport, and too much noise was being made in Parliament for no reason at all. And they pulled out. The airport is just like here, it is. It's just as it is. They are not taking it away. They are bringing their money to do it. They are bringing their money to do it. And they will charge for over 30 years so that they don't charge so highly. That's what would have happened. Now, a similar arrangement is happening in Kigali. So the Qataris are building a Kigali International Airport in the same terms like Adani wanted to do here. So Kigali is going to be the hub in this region, not Nairobi, because of noise being made by other parties which were also interested in doing what Adani was supposed to do, and paying people down under the table to make noise every day in the newspapers. Shame on them.
So Raila Odinga kawa anaongea kwa hasira, and hiyo ndio reason number 2 Raila Odinga anafanya nini? Ameamua kuexit William Samoei Arap Ruto. And now kabla tuangalie Oscar Sudi, kulikuwa leo na kadibet pale TV47, walikuwa na discuss kuhusu Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga amekuwa akifanya nini hapa nchini Kenya? Amekuwa akifanya nini kwa serikali ya William Ruto? Nataka tusikize tu kidogo kisha tuangalie Oscar Sudi.
Legislators need to do their work and not be bogged down by this thing of supporting William Ruto. That could indicate something else. Do you think he's keen on controlling the legislative agenda? Because now he can. If at all the president wants something, he has to depend on Raila Odinga and his troops in parliament to actually support his legislative agenda. Do you think that Raila Odinga knows this and that is what he wants to do in the last 23 months of this electoral cycle?
What I see more is self-aggrandizement. It is more about what can I get? What can I milk from this government? So you probably even this is a threat that he's issuing to Ruto, that look, I may come overturn the apple cart for you in 2027, therefore think twice. Or probably he needs to squeeze in a little bit more money from Ruto by whatever means, whatever arrangement they have. Because of course there is a financial benefit that he derives from the association he has with Ruto. But look at what Honorable Gakuya is saying, that what is this mongrel that we have in terms of an opposition that is part of government? Well, I mean, what is your conception of democracy? What is your take on the constitutional imperative that Kenya is a democratic state? It's multi-party, and now you have a merger, informal, and all that they have in detail is a memorandum of understanding outside the political parties act. This is not a compact that is bound within the province of the law. The agreement is more of a political vehicle for them to, quote unquote, survive and go through the electoral cycle so that then we hit the 5-year period. So he's not serious. What do I mean? If he has his own ODM manifesto, is that of course, it's littered and it's spread with all those policies that they wanted if they were in government, and they should be the shadow government, in my humble view, they would be implementing. So are those the policies that the legislatures in the National Assembly have been articulating for the last 24 months? Have they got these synergies to work together with UDA to say that, look, there is a commonality between your blueprint and our blueprint called our manifesto, new manifesto, and therefore we have these joint efforts to make. Have we seen that? We haven't. What we see is a support of Adani. And what we see him even saying as yesterday, oh, you know, why are you Kenyans questioning about the PPPs? We should sell these parastatals if they are non-functional.
Wakili, are you saying that he has lost, if at all he was to return to the opposition trenches, and that ODM reassumes its position, as it were, as a leader of minority in parliament proper? Are you saying that they've already lost that opportunity, that they cannot now go back? And if they do you think they would be as effective?
No. One, I think they've lost. The landscape has changed in very material terms. Number one, we have a more informed Kenyan populace, very inquisitive and demanding of their rights. Even as I think yesterday, there's a report in the Daily Nation saying that there was a court decision by 3 judgments saying that county governments owe the citizenry on the ground accountability, and they should know about the agenda and whatever procurement is being done. So the landscape has changed on all fronts in terms of economics. There are more poorer Kenyans today than there. We would say that there were, if we go back 10 years when ODM was a force to reckon with, or even if we go back to the beginning of 2022, more Kenyans don't have any hope of coming from the economic doldrums that they are in right now. When this government came in and said that, oh, you know, we found empty coffers. Oh, we came from the so-called COVID-19 scenario, and we were stranded in terms of the financial landscape. The Kenyan people gave them time. But look at the policies that they have adopted over time. These have weakened the shilling in terms of the inflation, the Kenyan average person. So the ODM that was in 2022 is not the ODM today. The Kenyan people and the Gen Zs have come up. And let's remember that we have a bulging youth who demand much more of the political class now than 10 years back. So in my humble view, ODM, in terms of its outlook, seems to have fallen totally out of sync with that reality. Look at even the people who were there in that meeting. I mean, and with tremendous respect, I don't want to say anything, but I mean, the visuals themselves, I mean, those are old people, and you don't hear the young people, being given the podium. So what are we saying? ODM no longer has that vision for a changed, a dynamic, and a forward-looking Kenya. What they have, in my view, in tremendous respect to Mheshimiwa here, because he said that they are going to celebrate and they are going to be, with the rear view mirror in mind, what ODM has achieved. In my view, I mean, that is the ODM of yesterday. And that's done. That's done. The Kenyan people want change that is here and now. They are not living in the past. I mean, they are not fixated with this. There was an ODM that was functional then, so it's going to be, no, the Kenyan people want, look, I don't care what political party you come from. Look, I want something functional in terms of my society. And I want, for those people who are unemployed, I want employment. And if you're in government, if you're stealing, I am going to come up for you. Which is why during the Gen Z demonstrations, they were going for the people. You are responsible. For instance, in Mala, the person responsible in finance, and I don't want to name them, you saw them, we are calling up on you, we are naming you and we're coming to visit you. What is that as a lesson to ODM that they never seem to have learned?
Yet we've seen ODM and Odinga attach and detach from political parties and political formations seamlessly. Bwana Lote, do you agree that with the assessment by Wakili that this time round detaching from UDA is going to be a tall order for Raila Odinga and ODM as a whole? That 23 months to election, people have already decided they've been lumped together with UDA, and detaching will be impossible. The president, we will make him president. Do you think that Raila Odinga would be open to that now that he's trying to create or recreate his identity? Because people were talking about the possibility of him running in 2027. Do you think he has already seen that? Because the People Daily on the front page talks about the rift in within the united opposition in coming up with a flag bearer for 2027.
Idimole, the truth of the matter is that that time has elapsed. I don't think that chance is any longer there. And Raila immediately he lost the seat in, that he was pushing for in Ethiopia. Then the opposition thought that the man probably may come and take side to be part of the opposition. But Raila took his stand and decided to work with the ruling, which is okay because that is his own independent decision. And for now, if Raila decides to quit now the partnership with the ruling, I think most likely what will happen is that he will walk alone. Mm-hmm. He can only be a candidate on his own. Because he has already dented himself. So he cannot be always using others. He has been using Kalonzo for long, 3 times. And no single day he allowed Kalonzo to take the mantle, even the last one. So in this case, because he has that already history known, his cards might not work with the opposition. As of now, I am sure those who are now the king pillars of the united opposition, the card that they can play for now is one of their own. Mm-hmm. But they cannot shop a candidate from Raila. Mm-hmm. And this one, count it out. This will not work. But I can tell you for sure, Raila has his democratic right because it is not casted on a stone that the marriage should extend to 2027. And in case he decides to terminate the marriage by the end of by the 2027, and then he decides to run for the presidency, he's most welcome. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, he's not going to injure the opposition. Mm-hmm. He can only be going to injure his friend.
No, but the door for him to join the united opposition, that door is closed.
I can tell you for sure, he can only come to support, but not come to demand.
What do you think that would do? He decided to work with this team that's already out there.
Now, Oscar Sudi akasema hiyo story. William Ruto ameona Rigathi Gachagua ako na nguvu mingi zaidi venye nilikwambia. Raila Odinga realize the only person ako na nguvu mingi ndani ya serikali ya William Ruto ilikuwa ni Rigathi Gachagua. And now Raila Odinga make sure ametoa Rigathi Gachagua ili wakati ambapo William Ruto atakuwa analeta kichwa, then itakuwa rahisi zaidi kupeleka William Ruto nyumbani. Na hiyo ndio kitu kwanza William Ruto alifanya nini? Alijaribu. Hiyo ndio kitu kwanza Raila Odinga alijaribu kufanya. Na ni ya maana zaidi. Saizi venye tunaongea juu Rigathi Gachagua tayari asha mobilize mountain. Unaona watu wangu? Hakuna place saizi watu wanataka William Ruto. Kila place watu wamejihami. 2027 tutapeleka kajamaa nyumbani. Unaona watu wangu? Na mambo yamechemuka venye tunaongea saizi. Nimeona William Ruto akiwa United States of America. Na ako pale na interior wa CS. CS wa ICT. Hassan Joho pia yuko pale. Na hizi ni doza wa Kenya wanatumia vibaya.
And determined journey towards a just, democratic, representative, and effective international order. I urge us to move forward with clarity and purpose on 3 urgent priorities. Number 1, we must amplify Africa's voice in every forum, carrying this agenda into bilateral, regional, multilateral engagements so that Africa's message can resonate in every space that we find. The UN's credibility will be judged by whether it finally recognizes, and delivers justice and representation for the 1.4 billion people of the African continent. And third, we must stand united in defending the common African position. To deviate from or dilute it would betray the trust of the very people that elected us. Unity is our greatest strength, and in one voice we must uphold this position with unwavering clarity. Excellencies, Africa carries a disproportionate share of the Security Council's agenda and is among the largest contributors of the UN peacekeeping. Yet we remain the only continent without permanent representation. This historic injustice must come to an end sooner rather than later. Beyond asserting our right, we must be clear about what we seek and how to achieve it. Securing Africa's rightful seats is our common demand. But we must also be prepared to shoulder the responsibilities that come with permanent membership, including how we will choose our representatives. This is a delicate and complex undertaking, but also an opportunity to show Africa's maturity, cohesion, and a vision for an effective international order. We must therefore begin this essential conversation as of immediate. Only then will Africa be taken seriously, and only then can our collective aspirations translate into meaningful global influence. As heads of state and government, we have made a solemn commitment. Our unity is a guarantee of progress, and our shared determination the safeguard against any delay. Kenya reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the common African position. We stand ready to work with the C10 members, the African Union, and the broader UN membership to ensure Africa's demands are no longer deferred. I thank you for your attention.
I thank President Ruto for his intervention.